How we all doing? We are live for the preview tonight's game, Dundalk against Arsenal. I'm currently sat here in my studio when I should be in Dublin. Absolutely gutted. If this was one game from the Europa League adventures you would want to go to, it would be this one. What a trip it would be going to Ireland. Lucky enough to have been to Dublin already to watch Arsenal pre-season a year or so ago, and it was absolutely unreal. And I suppose that's one of the downfalls of the current pandemic, that we can't go to these European games. And yeah, it's one of these fixtures that's kind of in the way, so to speak. I suppose a lot of people will look at it and say it's an opportunity for us to get a victory. Some will say it's an opportunity to build a bit of confidence, but we've won 5 games out of 5 in the Europa League, and it's not give us any kind of confidence going into the Premier League games, because our form in comparison to the Premier League has been absolutely abysmal. We've already won the group. We're already through to the knockout rounds. And what we can get from this is maybe an opportunity to play some players that need some minutes, some youngsters, and try and make it 6 wins out of 6. Now, I know a lot of people also say it's the Europa League, it's Thursdays, all this kind of stuff, and how you're playing, farmers and all this kind of rubbish. But if it's so easy to play on a Thursday and it's so easy to beat all these teams, then why has nobody else won 5 out of 5? Leicester, Spurs, none of them have won 5 out of 5. So you've got to give a bit of respect for what we've done so far. Despite the opposition, you've got to go and win the games. It's, pretty straightforward in that respect. Dundalk gave us a decent game at the Emirates. I think they will give us a decent game tonight. It's a huge one for them, but so unfortunate that they draw us at a time when fans cannot go, because, they would have had a sellout and they would have moved to the main stadium in Dublin, because their ground is proper old school. That's grassroots. That's the kind of stadium, with all due respect, that you would see the likes of DTFC playing at the moment, not Arsenal Football Club. But listen, it is what it is. In terms of the lineup, like I said, I would like to see some youngsters out there. I would like to see some players given minutes and opportunities. And I don't want to see some of the players that we've already seen and already know about. So, none of the main players. Some people have suggested Aubameyang, because maybe getting him, some goals and confidence, but not for me. Can you imagine if he does get injured? Despite his form in the Premier League, he's still our best goal scorer. He's still our main player. I suppose the only real main player, should we say, that will make an appearance, in my opinion, will probably be Nicola Pepe. And that's because he's suspended from Premier League games, so he will play in the Europa League. But apart from that, I would completely switch it up and I would change things around. And you're more than welcome to let me know in the comment section what you think and what you believe the lineup will be, etc., etc. But starting off in goal, I'm going to go with Alex Runarsson, and I think that that's a very, very straightforward decision. I think in the last couple of games, he's looked a little bit shaky. There's been a couple of moments that have not filled me with too much confidence, but he's a young lad. He's still learning, and he's new to the club. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. And this game, I have no problem playing him there. Now, one thing I forgot to mention actually was the formation. I think it's been very evident over the last few weeks that we've gone away from this 3-4-3 formation, and it's more of a 4-3-3/4-2-3-1, and sometimes even a 4-4-2. So I'm going to kind of base this setup on a 4-2-3-1, which can go into the 4-3-3. Let me know what you think. Right back position, I'm going to go with Cedric, and I think he's done decent, in the last few games that he's played in the Europa League. He's got to be knocking on the door in the Premier League now, and questions have got to be asked about Hector Bellerin's position in the team. Cedric was brought into the club, signed on a long-term contract. So I'm, looking at it now and saying, right, he's got to be, pushing Hector Bellerin. It's not like Hector's actually playing well or decent and warrants being the first choice right back. What we'll get from Cedric is a disciplined performance, somebody that knows how to defend and somebody that knows how to take a throw in. So I've got no problems with Cedric at right back. Now, the two centre-backs, I'm going to completely change this up, and I would like to see these faces. It's what I would like anyway. But first of all, in the right centre-back position, I'm going to go with Callum Chambers. Back from injury, has been playing under 23s and whatnot. And I feel that he's got an opportunity. I feel that, he could suit that centre-back role. Very calm on the ball. Very... Arteta how he wants his defenders to play. And I feel that this is a perfect opportunity for Callum Chambers to play. The left of the centre-backs, I'm going to go with Pablo Mari. Played last time out. And, I've got absolutely no doubt he needs minutes, coming back from a long-term injury. And I think that it would be a very, very good opportunity for him to, continue with getting those minutes and start to be part of the match day squad for the first team. So Pablo Mari, for me, he will go in on the left centre-back role. Now, left back, I'm going to go with a bit of experience, shall we say, and that will be Kolasinac. He's been missing recently because of having COVID. But Kieran Tierney, he won't be there. And I'm not going to be bringing... the likes of Saka. That's it. Nearly forgot his name for a second. Not going to be bringing the likes of him in there. I think Kolasinac is a pretty straightforward one for me. I think that that's sensible. And I think that it gives a bit of experience to that back line as well. So that's what I'm going to go with in terms of my back five, including the goalkeeper. So let me know in the comment section what you think of that back line. Now, the two that sit in front, first of all, I'm going to go with Mohamed El Neni. Again, a bit of experience and a bit of knowledge. A player that's also recently returned after having COVID. I'm seeing people say that Kolasinac is injured. I didn't even know. Is he actually injured? Well... how useless is that? How is he injured? Really? You've not even played. How's the guy got injured when he's not even played? Yeah, cheers, Kolasinac. Thanks for that. You completely mess up my whole entire lineup. Great. What will I do now? People saying that Reece Nelson's injured. What are you on about? He better not be injured. Nah, I'm not having none of that. You know what? I'm going to have to think off the top of my head here. So, left back, if Kolasinac is injured, we're going to go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I would like to play him in centre midfield. But if Kolasinac is injured, like people are saying, then we're going to have to put Ainsley Maitland-Niles there. In the midfield, I said already Mohamed El Neni, and I think I've explained why and everything else. But alongside him, I did want to have Ainsley Maitland-Niles in there. But if Ainsley has to go in the left-back position, and we need a midfielder in there, I would go with Joe Willock. Not Danny Ceballos, because we know what Danny Ceballos can do. He's an experienced player. Joe Willock, it's an opportunity for him to get more minutes than anything else. So I would actually go with that. I think that that's straightforward enough. But I don't know too much about injuries and stuff like that. I would like to see the young lad Aziz as well, but I think that this is, an opportunity to get him off the bench and give him some minutes, but not start the game. But yeah, I most definitely would, go with Joe Willock if Ainsley Maitland-Niles can't play in that midfield role. The attacking three. First of all, on the right-hand side, I'm going to go with Nicola Pepe. And the reason for that is because he cannot play in the Premier League at the moment because he's still suspended. He has one more game to go, which is Burnley on Sunday. So for that reason, I can't, see anything other than him going in there, to be honest with you. And I think that his performances since he got sent off against Leeds has been very, very good. So in that respect, I'm quite happy with that, and it's a big opportunity for Pepe tonight in this one. On the left of the three, I'm going to go with Reiss Nelson. Now, I've not heard about him being injured or anything else, and so I'm going to go with him there, to be honest with you. I think that if he is playing or not injured, then he has to play. It's his birthday as well. So happy birthday to Reiss Nelson. I've been impressed with him over the last few games, and I was a bit shocked that, he wasn't going to be involved in the game at the weekend on Sunday against Spurs, not even in the squad. And I was looking at that and thinking, was he injured? And does that fall into line as to why he may not be available this evening? But if he is, I would play him. If he don't, then my word, what are we going to do? Because I don't want Saka to play. There's no chance that we're going to risk Gabriel Martinelli. He only played 45 minutes for the under-23s 2 days ago, so he's not going to be involved. So do you juggle things around and maybe, I don't know, I wouldn't play Willian. Might have to be square pegs, round holes. Maybe Ceballos drop back into the midfield and maybe Willock go on the left of the three. I'm not too sure. Or maybe put Willock in the 10 and then Emil Smith-Rowe on the left-hand side of the three, because I want Emil Smith-Rowe in the team, in a 10, but that was based on the fact that Nelson and Pepe would play either side. But if they're not, then I'd probably be more inclined to put Joe Willock in the 10, Danny Ceballos just behind with El Neni, and then on the left of the three, Emil Smith-Rowe. Either way, I want to see, Emil Smith-Rowe starting absolutely all day long. Jack and the Headbangers. Hi, DT, love your work. I'm gutted that United have dropped into the Europa. Your thoughts on both the clubs, Arsenal and United? Well, Arsenal are in transition. I'm telling everyone to be patient and just understand certain players will be gone out of this club very, very soon. There will be signings in January as well. And we've got to get that turn of fortune very, very quickly. But I do believe in the manager and I do believe where we're going. In terms of Manchester United, they've had over a full season under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They've done that side of things and everything. So, yeah, I don't see why, you can't start to be critical of Manchester United and what's actually going on with them. Because, like I said, Ole's had a full season. He's got signings. Yes, Manchester United didn't get all the signings that they wanted, like, Jadon Sancho, etc. But, yeah, I think that we've got a little bit more leeway in comparison to Manchester United. I think that you saw all their problems against Leipzig on Wednesday. And, you do really well to get into the Champions League. And then you end up flopping and falling straight into the Emmerdale Cup with Arsenal. Manchester United fans are not talking as much now. Not you, because you seem like a nice one, but certain ones. Because I know Flex is watching as well. Don't worry, mate. You'll be doing these previews on Thursday soon as well, bruv. Question comes in from AM1. He says, Pepe has shown in the Europa League what he can do. Hopefully, when he is available for the Prem, he continues this form. Sending love from Ireland. Shout out to you as well, AM1. and all the rest of the Irish contingent in the chat. Wherever you are in the world, massive shout out to every single one of you. But yeah, Pepe has shown, and he's got to now, transfer that into the Premier League form. He's got to be able to do that. He's got to be able to, show that he can do it, not just in the Europa League. So, yeah, totally agree with that one. Now, continuing with the lineup, I haven't got to my striker. Now, my striker for tonight's game will be Balogun. All day long, Eddie Nketiah has had countless chances. Now it's the time for Balogun to start. We've seen him off the bench a couple of times, but now I want to see him start. His pace, his power, his movement, everything is brilliant. So I really want to see Balogun. And I believe a lot of people, Arsenal fans and you in the comments will want to see that as well. I think that, it's about time that he gets given that opportunity. Super chat coming from Amar. I believe that is how it's pronounced. Just curious, would you be satisfied with us ending up in 17th place, but win the Europa League and FA Cup? I think we should disregard the Premier League and focus on cups. What I will say is that finishing in 17th place is not acceptable for a club the size of Arsenal Football Club. But if we ended up on the flip side of that, winning the Europa League and getting into the Champions League, and we're able to rebuild and get the kind of caliber of players we want in, then I think that every Arsenal fan will probably take that, to be honest, because getting into the Champions League and what we can rebuild, the fact that there's so many players leaving at the end of the season, and I've had this discussion with loads of other Arsenal fans, but the players that we have going out of the door at the end of the season free up over £750,000 in wages per week. That is unreal. And a lot of people need to understand that transfers are not based on the fee in itself. A lot of people see a fee and go, he's 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, whatever it is. That's not a lot of money. Go spend it. A lot of the problems within deals are the wages. And the big problem we've had at Arsenal is that we bought some players on the face of it when you've looked at the price tag and you've gone, you know what, that's not too bad. But then we've looked at the wages and you're like, how on earth is he on that kind of money? We got Socrates for free, I believe it was, and he's on 110 grand a week. David Luiz came over on a free. Willian's come over on a free. Even when you think of Granit Xhaka and Mustafi, at the time of buying them for £30 million, it doesn't seem a lot of money, but they're both on over 100 grand a week. This is the problem. We're paying Champions League money for Europa League football. It's like buying champagne, but getting lemonade instead. Don't work. And it's not sustainable. So yeah, that's the biggest problem that we have. Massive problems in that respect. Super chat comes in from Mark T. Met a Liverpool fan at work. He said he felt sorry for us. Arsenal, if he has to pick his injured team versus a fully fit Arsenal, he will choose his injured squad. Kind of says it all at the moment. And the way Liverpool are playing, they've got so many injuries, but they're not down in the dumps. They're not feeling sorry for themselves. They're not, letting it affect them and their performances. They're going out there and they're just dealing with it. And Liverpool are just the team that everyone wants to emulate right now. They're the best team in the Premier League by an absolute mile. They're one of the best teams in world football at the minute. And it's only a credit to Jurgen Klopp what he's actually doing there, because they've lost the likes of Virgil van Dijk, who's, I know he's not captain, but he's the leader. He's absolutely phenomenal. And then when you think of all the other injuries that have been added to that along the way, so, Gomez, he's going to be out for a considerable period of time as well. Robertson's had his injuries, and Trent Alexander-Arnold's had his injuries. Alisson's had to come out of goal. Henderson's had his injuries, and there's so many. And these are key players, big players, and they just keep turning up. Can't say no more than that. They've been absolutely brilliant in that respect. So fair play to Liverpool. Ryan Murray with a super chat, and it's ironic because he says DT serious question, but then the actual question is, do you think it's time for Big Sam, considering we could be facing a relegation battle this season? You want me to take the question seriously, and then you ask me a question that I cannot take seriously. I'd rather shit in my hands and clap than have Sam Allardyce anywhere near this football club. We will not be in a relegation battle. Relax. So in terms of the lineup, I've gone through it, and like I was saying, there's a few little tweaks I've had to think on my feet with a couple of places, because from what I'm hearing, Kolasinac's injured and Reece Nelson's injured. And if that is the case, then what I will go with is Runarsson in goal, Cedric right back, Callum Chambers and Pablo Mari, with Ainsley Maitland-Niles at left back. The two in midfield, I would go with Mohamed El Neni and Dani Ceballos. In the attacking three, I will have Nicola Pepe on the right. I'll have Joe Willock in the 10, and I would have Emil Smith-Rowe on the left of that three. And up front, I would have Balogun. So that, of course, is not what I initially wanted to go with, because I wanted Kolasinac to start and Ainsley Maitland-Niles to go more central. I also wanted Emil Smith-Rowe to go in the 10, but given the way that I'm hearing there's injuries and the way that we've had to juggle things, that's what I'm going to go with for the lineup. So that's a pretty strong lineup, to be honest, and it gives us an opportunity to look at some players that need minutes. Be nice to see Callum Chambers get a run out and see how he does back in the first team fold. It'd be nice to see some more minutes from Pablo Mari, because I really rate him, and I think that he's looked really good in the games that I've seen him so far. Be a good opportunity to see Cedric and whether he can really start putting performances in to start knocking on the door of Hector Bellerin, because let's be honest, Hector's not exactly been pulling up trees. He's been planting them. So, yeah, it'd be good to see him. El Neni, it does exactly what it says on the tin. Dani Ceballos, I suppose that gives the experience in there as well. Joe Willock, be an opportunity for him to, get some minutes and to try and push and knock on the door of the first team some more. Nicola Pepe is just a case of playing this game and then seeing out the last game of his suspension on Sunday before he can return for the game against Southampton next week, which will be a very, very big game, especially if we do end up beating Burnley, and we could end up going into that Southampton game, which will be very, very difficult given their season so far. And it will give us that opportunity to try and get a couple of wins on the bounce, which is very, very much needed right now. And then we have some difficult games. We will have Everton away, which will be very tough. We have Manchester City in the Carabao Cup. I'm not really taking too much into that. It's more about the league form. And then we do play Chelsea on Boxing Day. Now, normally the advantage to that is 3 of our next 4 games are at home, but our home form has been so crap. You're probably wishing they were away more than anything. But it is what it is. We've got to try and turn this home form around. We've got to try and start winning. But first things first, we've got the Europa League game tonight against Dundalk. And we've got to try and, get the job done, finish it, 6 wins out of 6. Maybe try and give some minutes to some of the youngsters, see a few of the new players, and, get on with it. And what will be, will be. And then we can move on and look forward to Sunday's game. I say look forward. I'm not really looking forward to it, but we can move into that game. But yeah, look, listen, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody that has tuned in for this show. Tonight, I will be doing the watch along on AFTV. If you haven't already, DTFC's YouTube channel, links in the description. Go over there, click the link, go and subscribe. On Sunday, the latest episode from our league game last week is out. So that will be pretty interesting for you to see that one and see how we do straight after lockdown. Cameron says, looking forward to getting smashed by Chelsea. Well, look, anything can happen. And we will see. It wasn't that long ago that you was 3-0 down to West Brom inside 20 minutes. So relax yourself a little bit. But yeah, look, it will be an interesting game. I'm looking forward to seeing what Dundalk do. Shout out to every single person that, has been in the chat. Thank you to everybody that's put a super chat in there. Thank you to everyone that's put in normal questions as well. Shout out to Michael Middleton, who's saying he loves the setup. Manvir says that with our current form, we will be out of the Europa in the next round of games. You never know. Maybe the Europa League's what we're actually doing well in. Shout out to Ravi, who says Shamrock Rovers. Yeah, I wonder if Robbie realizes that we're playing Dundalk tonight and not Shamrock Rovers. But yeah, listen, shout out to all of you that's been in there. Shout out to everyone that's put in the super chats as well. Keep an eye out. What have I got coming up? What is the day? Thursday. DT's Daily in the morning. Then I will be doing a live player ratings for tonight's game. That will be around about this time, 11:30, 12 p.m. UK time. So 11:30 a.m., 12 p.m., around that kind of time in between. Haven't decided yet. Then on Saturday, the preview to Burnley. Be doing the watch along on AFTV, player ratings, and the content from DTFC. So once again, if you haven't already, get in the comment section, get into the the link and click that, and then you can see the DTFC YouTube channel and go and subscribe. I think we're around about 10,000 subscribers now, so get yourself over there. But yeah, listen, thank you to all of you that have tuned in, watched, interacted, commented, and it's been fun. So let's see if we can get 6 wins out of 6 in the Europa League, and let's see if we can get ourselves a win on the board. It's going to be interesting, especially the team lineup, and I will see what happens. So I'll see you lot soon.